Game of Thrones episode 703. 703, another great episode in the Game of Thrones series. Vic, let's kick it off at Dragonstone because a lot happened there. But a lot with just two people. Jon Snow finally meets Daenerys Targaryen. I know online everybody's been waiting for this moment. This is like huge moment. They're finally there. They're in the same room, and they don't like each other, or at least that's how it starts. It's interesting. It's funny because as a viewer, I like it because you kind of know what she's been through. You kind of know what he's been through, and it's great that these characters really, since they don't know each other, they're very kind of skeptical of one another, and that's what I liked about the whole conversation that they had in the first part of their meeting, which is just her kind of like peacocking and being like, this is who I am, this is who you should be with. And then Jon Snow just kind of be like, I don't care about any of this stuff. You don't know what I've been through. The White Walkers are coming. You need to help me out. And I thought that was a great scene because, you have two people who kind of know that they're not evil people, but they're still trying to figure each other out. Like, what's your end goal? What's your game in this whole Game of Thrones? What did you think about that first initial meeting between the two?
It was kind of a surreal feeling because it's like these characters have been kept apart for literally 7 seasons. Well, not a 7th season. They come together, and they're like two the most popular characters at this point because they're one of the originals that survived. So
yeah, still going. Yeah.
So they became literally by default the two most popular characters, I guess you could say. I mean, it's debatable who is, but I definitely thought it was a great conversation because you got her, literally sitting on her throne and stuff while she's trying to bark down at this guy, and she's like, I knew from the last episode when she said she wanted him to bend a knee and stuff. I was like, this dude better not bend a knee to this chick, he better not. I'm like she better recognize because I know this chick kind of foreshadowed. She said, well, she's going to be the one that's going to bring fucking peace to the valley. I don't think it's her. I think it's him. It's him. I think he's the prince that was promised, and she just doesn't know it. So I found the whole thing interesting because because Jon, that's the reason I say he's the main guy, because she's looking at the battle for the 7 kingdoms and stuff as being the main battle. And he's like, listen, that ain't shit. You have no clue, chick, like what's coming our way. The White Walkers makes Cersei look like a child and stuff. And even he made mention. He says, "Yeah, listen, you guys are all playing kid games and stuff." He called them all kids, and he was like, the real fight is against them, and you have the dragons, and that's what I want. I want you to use your dragons against these guys because you have no clue what they're about.
And I love the part with kind of Tyrion always kind of she's giving him the side look like, this is your boy. Like, why is your boy sounding crazy saying about White Walkers and all this stuff? And Tyrion's just kind of like, it's okay. Give him, let him hear him out. And I like how Davos at first, he didn't know what to say about Jon Snow. Like Daenerys is getting like this whole long list of achievements that she did. And then he's like, this is Jon Snow, King of the North. And it was just like one word. But then Davos, like he does, he comes in the clutch and he's like, this guy's done this. He's got the wildlings. He's did this. He's done that. He's done that. And, he just kind of made her look at the achievements that this guy has made. And I love that because I felt like that was the one that kind of put her over to the let me hear him out kind of side, because she's like, oh, wow, we're kind of similar in a way. And yeah, I feel like, then of course you go back to the second time after Tyrion talked to Jon, and Jon's just kind of like, I don't know how to talk to her. I don't know what to do. We need this. And then them talking the second time, I love that because now it's like, it's a totally different conversation. It's more of like, how do we do this? Like, how does this work? How can we help each other? And she's like, fine, I'll let you get the dragon glass. So you can see that kind of the walls coming down on their kind of like, I don't know if I can trust you type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a great conversation because it also shows Tyrion's worth as being, hand to the queen and stuff. Because, he's the one he made this deal happen and stuff. Like, I feel like he's such a vibe. Like, he is I think he is definitely her valuable person that she has. I mean, next to Sword Drawer, I think he is her most valuable person that she has. But I don't know where she realizes it. You know,
I think she realizes a little bit. I think even by her saying some of Tyrion's words when she speaks to people, like stuff he'll say to her, like as they're just talking to each other, and she'll repeat some of his phrases to people. I feel like she understands, like, he is smart, and he does have he definitely brings a lot to the table as far as being a good hand to her. There's something we'll talk about later, and I want to get your opinion on. Some people don't agree that Tyrion may be a good hand, but we'll get into that later.
that's
yeah,
interesting.
we'll get into that later. But yeah, I like the fact that they were able to, even the side characters. You have Varys, you have the Red Queen. She was there. That was interesting that she kind of foretold his death. She's like, "You're gonna die here," and he was like, "What?" He just kind of gave her that look. So yeah, that whole scene, that whole part of the show for that episode is really, really good. And so let's move on to the next part, which I think is basically a quick thing, but it's an interesting thing where, if we just talked about it, Sir Jorah, right? That's his name, Sir
Yeah,
Jorah.
Sir Jorah. Yeah.
Jorah's he's healed. He's good to go. You can tell he's raring to go back to find Khaleesi and be by her side again. And it's great to see again that Sam is becoming that important character who's really gonna delve into all of the old artifacts and old books.
He's always been an important character, because mind you, he's the first one to see the White Walkers, first one to tell Jon about the White Walker. He's the one finding information how to defeat the White Walkers. I mean, just curious or Jorah. So that's so important, because mind you, up until Tyrion, this was her most useful guy. I mean, he's the one that actually kept her alive this whole time and stuff, because he was a strategist. He's the one who fucking told her about the Unsullied and all this other stuff. He put together pretty much this whole thing, and the fact that she gets him back, forget about it. Like, she's gonna have like a really great crew, like a really amazing crew. And if I was saying my teacher, if I wouldn't have shook his hand, I'm like, listen, just because he doesn't look like he has the symptoms doesn't mean that he's all the way cured.
It's like, you just cured him. Let's not go too crazy.
You might want to fucking listen. Look, dude, you might want to put that away. I don't know if
even Sir Jorah looked at him and he was like, "You sure you want to shake my hand? Okay, cool. Shake my hand. I guess I'm cured." It's like, nah, dude, you're cured, but damn, give us some time. Maybe you may not be fully cured. Listen, but okay.
He can still be contagious. They're called Stone Man for a reason. I don't think you remember how you get the disease in the first place.
And I like how his maester was telling him, he was like, I should expel you for this. This is all the stuff that you've done. You shouldn't be where you are right now. But I'm glad that you did, because you did it. You took something that was old and considered not to be a real cure, and you made it a cure. And I think that because remember, after that he was like, all right, well, now go and you see all those old scrolls and manuscripts that are like so old that they're about to like go away. He's like, I want you to handwrite, copy these things and put them in in these new papers or whatever. At first it looks like, or at least to me, it looked like Sam was kind of upset. He was like, oh, I'm going to be doing this menial, rewriting, but I bet you there's going to be something in those books that's going to be important. Because it's like, even the maester kind of had a smile on his face, or like, oh, you don't hear what I'm telling you. These are old ass books and scrolls. Like, they could have important information on them.
Yeah, I mean, he might be like inadvertently helping them and stuff. Like, even as a maester, he probably can't, because like he said, he could technically kick him out for that. Cause he said, you think I was going to reward you? Now I could kick you out for what you did. Like, you actually put us all in jeopardy if it didn't work. You're a rookie at this, but he also understands like that this kid is important and stuff, you know. So he could have saying on the low have helped him out, know. So we'll see what happens and stuff. I mean, there has to still be some kind of opposition to this character to not just go out there and just get everything he needs with like help and stuff, because that would just be too easy.
Now, as you people know, you've been kind of listening to us talk about a specific character now ever since we started this this
Oh, I know what you're
this
talking
podcast.
about.
And then this episode, now I'm gonna say I give it an E for effort of trying to make this character at least seem intelligent enough. And of course, we're talking about Sansa.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
And they were really trying to hit home.
They're trying to make Sansa happen, man. I'm telling you,
they
man.
were trying to make it happen. It was like she was on fire that day. She was like, shouldn't there be leather on that? They're like, yes. Oh, yes. Shouldn't we do this? Oh, yes. And shouldn't we do that? Oh, of course. And why didn't we think of that?
Yeah, it was a weird scene for me watching her do that. I'm like, but where does idiot get all that shit from? Like, I don't get that. It should have been somebody else doing that and her fucking learning how to do that. Like, I felt like that right there should have been like, saying like, the fucking Littlefinger's job or some shit like that. Like, him shouldn't be saying that, trying to show her like, oh, this is why you should trust me,
Or the person who was telling her these things. Like, I feel like he was the sort of the hand of the king, or whoever you want to call him. Like, he's in charge of all that, and she's basically talking down to him the whole time. Like, no, that's stupid. Don't do that. No, don't do that. No, do that. And I'm like, yo, hasn't this guy been in the North? Like, I would understand if this guy wasn't in the North, like he was somewhere else, that he wouldn't know things like this. But they made it sound like this dude didn't even.
Yeah, if anything,
didn't even live in winter.
Been in the North. She's been like spending most of her early adult life, in fucking King's Landing, like it didn't really make sense that she would know about this stuff. Like, it should have been like somebody else who would tell her about this.
Like, especially the thing with the armor, I was like, but I would get that if the guy wasn't in a place where there was winter all the time. But this dude is from that area, so
no, it's not just that. It's like, how would she know that? A person who's never worn armor, how would she know this stuff? This is what I'm saying. Like, if it was weird, they're trying to make her happen.
Stop trying to make Sansa happen, everyone.
Like, the problem with that is you establish this character all these seasons as being just a fucking complete ditz, and now all of a sudden she's knowing stuff that she shouldn't know. Nah, man, they should have somebody else doing that stuff. Like,
yeah,
even Littlefinger should even known about the information about the armor, because I never seen him wear armor, So,
right.
I mean, it should have been somebody else. Like, the old man should have been like, oh, okay, this and that. Like what it should have been this awkward thing about her trying to lead, and this guy kind of correcting her along the way. Right. Well, no, my lady, right. But if we make more armor, we also gonna have to go. Or like, she asked a question. Like, she sees them putting lever behind armor. Well, what's the lever for? Shouldn't it be the metal be strong enough to withstand blows? No, my lady, the lever is to keep the armor away from the skin, because metal will freeze, and the person's wearing it's gonna be very uncomfortable. Oh, okay, all right, yeah. Like, I see a moment like that where she's learning her role, and stuff, and where even when Jon Snow should have left, like, he should have told a character like that, listen, just keep an eye on her and stuff. Like, she's still new to this stuff, like something like that, wouldn't have made sense, And
I like how they just try to make it where it's just like little. Oh no, this makes sense because this is the reason why Littlefinger was speaking in her ear. Like, oh, this suits you. You should be like this. This should be your place. And it's just like, ugh, like it would have worked better, like you said, if he was teaching her like he was before and saying, this, I could teach you way more than Jon Snow can. If you just stick with me, I can show you how to become royalty, something like that. Then I would believe that more. I'd be like, okay, yeah, this fits this whole journey that she's been on. But to miraculously in one half of an episode just be like, oh, okay, yeah, I know how to do stuff. It was weird. And then, and then the second part of her thing was when she met Bran. Yo, Bran is freaking me out. Like, Bran, I don't know what happened to Bran. All of a sudden, he became the third eye, or the three-eyed raven. I'm like, did he become a robot? Like, what the hell happened to him? Like,
he's been hanging out with Kent.
No, people online were making fun of it, saying like, this is what happens when a kid goes to college and discovers weed for the first time. Like, he just becomes all hippie and just everything's cool, man. Everything's together. Like, he's just so weird, and everybody was talking about the fact that the one thing that he brought up to show that he knows things
it's her most
was
tragic
about
thing
was emotion. Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay, Bran, save that thought. She had to walk away on that one. I was like, yeah, chick, like, yeah, come on. I know you're not too smart. Walk away right now. Walk away. This kid here, he's about to get fucking really in depth on this shit.
he became such a robot. It was just like, what the hell happened to this kid? What? And he's like touching the tree, and I was like, man, I don't know what. I wonder where this character's going, because right now this dude looks pretty crazy right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird because like once again, just like with Khaleesi and Jon Snow, this is the first time these characters have met. I mean, actually, well, they met in season 1, but since season 1, they haven't been together. This is like their really big reunion and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I felt like it should have been a little bit more than what it was. But then it ended up getting, just like I said, just ended up getting weird by him. She
Really
had
weird.
she had
Really
the
weird.
appropriate reaction, and he was just kind of like okay,
Looking-
it's a fucking Tuesday.
yeah,
I
like
seen you
looking like
yesterday,
nothing.
believe it or not. But it wasn't the way. But you didn't see me. But I've been watching this whole time.
Ugh. Ugh. Yeah, it was just really creepy. I was like, this is weird. This guy is weird. So it's gonna be interesting to see if this new creepy brand stays, or if that was just like him resting. That's his resting mode. It's just he becomes a robot. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. The Starks, two of the Starks kids, they're back together. We'll see what Bran plays. What part he plays now that he's back at Winterfell. But yeah, so after that we move on to good old Mother of the Year, Cersei Lannister, who, man, she's vicious. She's vicious. She just don't care. She really just don't care. Like from when she's sleeping with her brother and she's like, I don't care if people see us. He's like, oh, hi. She's like, I don't care. What are they gonna do? I'm the queen. From that to just talking to the banks, like they're throwing stuff at her, like to scare her or to kind of figure out where she is, and she's just throwing stuff right back at him, like, man, do you know what my name is? Do you know what the Lannister name is? And I like how they're saying like she's really a chip off the old block of her father. But of course,
But she was doing her thing, though. She was doing her thing, man. I loved her in this episode. I mean, and I called my shot. I don't know if you guys been paying attention to it, but this is exactly what I said. People thinking like she was gonna get rolled over on. I said, not as she does these certain things. I'm like, I don't think people realize the chip she has, like on her. Like she has some shit, and yep. I've been proven right.
Yeah, she, again, and we'll get to the battle part that she kind of she didn't orchestrate, but again, it was those moves that she made, aligning herself with people and listening to people is getting her more and more closer. Is getting her closer to, like you said, is like she really has nothing to fear. Like we all thought this was it for her. Nope, she's just getting started, and yeah, and of course to top that all off is that scene, that heartbreaking scene. It's weird because, and this is something else people were talking online. So when she has Alara in the dungeon, it's funny because it's like at the one hand is like, yeah, she did kill her daughter who was an innocent Lannister in this whole thing. So at the one point, a lot of the people online were saying is like they kind of felt sort of positive that Cersei got her revenge, but then when she ended up doing the exact same thing to her daughter, it was like very poetic, but at the same time it's so messed up.
I agree with Cersei on that, because what she did was she took an innocent who she knew was an innocent just to get at this chick because she felt fucking slighted. No, she deserved what she had. And and mind you, they were going to kill her. You know what I'm saying? Like they were coming for her. This was war and stuff. Like I didn't feel bad for her at all. I'm like, nah, chick, something bad needs to happen to you because you're not a good character. And all reality, you weren't going to be a good fit for Khaleesi, because at the end of the day, she didn't need someone like you, fucking
that's true.
You're running Dorne. Because at the end of the day, you're a horrible fucking leader. And I feel like this whole episode has been a cleansing. Because she needs a real crew, No, seriously, like she was a fucking hothead. She would have got fucking into some shit, and eventually she probably would try to rebel against her. And that's just straight up truth, because she has delusions of grandeur, and she had it coming. It's like, nah, you fucked up. Like you killed this fucking chick, and she was fucking nice, And you even killed the king, and the king was cool too. He was trying to avoid war. He was trying to avoid all this shit and keeping the peace. Even though he was like fucking pissed off himself, he was trying to keep the peace.
That's true.
But she wanted it. She wanted it, and guess what? You got it, and you couldn't fucking handle the fucking shit. You fucking had it coming. I called my shot. My shot.
And the other funny part of that was when Euron Euron brings them, and he's just getting this applause, and she's smiling at him, and he's just
he's
like,
fucking
yeah,
talking shit to Yara the whole fucking time and stuff. I was like, damn, like that. Like, now her, I felt bad for because she got the fucking raw end of the deal. Her brother fucking leaves her fucking like cold and stuff. She's at the mercy of this guy, and he's fucking already like letting her know kind of what he's gonna do to her later on. You know.
Yep.
So it's like, listen, she's gonna get fucked 21 days from Sunday, and she ain't about that. So it's like, I felt bad for her.
It's gonna be tough for her.
But for this chick, I didn't feel bad for her. I'm like, nah, you fucking have it coming. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not a big Cersei fan myself, but you have.
But this is the one aspect, this is the one aspect that everybody online was like, yeah, you know what? This character had it coming, and it serves her right.
Yeah, and it's funny how she fucking even thought about how to do it. I was thinking about having the fucking mountain do this, like what he did to your man. She's rubbing it in. But you know what? I got something better. Let me show you how it feels to get fucked with, I was like, oh, and I even looked at her lips. I was like, she gonna do it? Yeah, she kissed her right there.
She gonna do it. Yep.
I was like,
and
it's fun. It's girl.
The other funny part of that was when Euron was asking Jaime, he's like, how does your sister like it?
Oh, shit. Don't worry, we'll talk about it later.
He's like, don't worry, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, he's even telling her, he's even like foreshadowing what he's gonna fucking give her an unpleasant surprise later on and shit. I was like, oh man, this cat is
savage.
Wild.
Savage.
He's wild.
But that's why he's a
like,
pirate.
He's like, you know what I want, right? I mean, she was like, okay, yeah, you'll get it after we win the war.
We win the war,
She's smart. Like, you ain't getting that shit now. After we win the war, I'll fucking marry you. Fuck it,
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that dynamic is gonna work with Euron and Cersei. But yeah, that was another thing, moving Cersei's storyline forward. And of course, a part of that was the actual the war itself, and that was interesting, to see that play out, because the first part obviously was the Unsullied moving on to Casterly Rock, and that was a cool action sequence, and you had the voiceover of Tyrion pretty much saying like, oh, there's a secret entrance, but it was bittersweet.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I mean, I like the plan he had. It was smart. He took an unfortunate event in his life, he turned it into a positive, and he made it work for him and stuff. 'Cause that was a fucking role his father gave him because he didn't think he was good enough for anything else. And he actually, during that time, he actually made that whole fucking area there in Castle Rock run good because of the sewer systems, and their kingdom thrive because of that. But he also used it as a way to also infiltrate the place, which I liked. And but it did backfire because it's like the thing I love about like war and stuff when it comes to this stuff, and I like how they're portraying it. It's a chess. It's definitely a chess game.
It's a game of chess.
And at the end of the day, you're smart and stuff, Tyrion, from a lot of things, but from a war aspect, Jaime's smarter. Like Jaime is a tactician. Right. Jaime is he's Tyrion's a genius when it comes to everything else, but when it comes to actual war, you can't really be smarter than someone who's actually fought in wars. And that's Jaime, and not just Jaime, but it's also the guy
Euron. It was also Euron because it was his fleet that destroyed the.
I wouldn't say Euron. It was also what's his face this guy's father.
Right.
But because they said like you're the only one who fucking defeated Robert Baratheon in this whole fucking the last campaign and stuff.
Yeah.
So and it could have been his plan or Jaime's plan. I felt like that was more Jaime's plan. Because he probably knew what Tyrion was about. He knew what Tyrion did. He said, you know what? This is probably what my brother's going to do and stuff. And he was smart. And they fucking advanced onto Highgarden. And meanwhile, it's a fucking genius plan. And I called my shot. I got to keep saying that. But I called my shot. I said, this is exactly what I would have fucking done. This is exactly what I would have done. And I said this. Now they left Unsullied out there. They have no way of getting back. Okay? Yep. So they don't need to fuck with them now. Like I'm sure people might thought, oh, they should just finish them off right there. No, what's the point?
No, there's no
point.
What's
the point?
Yeah.
They already fortified in the castle too. It's gonna take them a while to figure that out. The people are really not gonna help them out either in that town, so they might just have them starve out in the process. You know what I'm saying? Yep. No, they'll get to them later on. With more full force. There's not that many on Sully. There's only probably about 5,000 left. She started with 8,000. There's only probably maybe half those numbers after all the other wars. So you don't have that many. No, fuck that. He went over there, took care of business with her with a full force. Oh, man, she was not expecting that shit. It was fucking perfect, man. They fucking really been fucking her up in the process of all this.
Yeah.
Even this chick she saw, she was like, motherfuckers. They're good. They're good.
They're
You
good.
know? Oh,
And it's
man.
funny too because she knew, she's like, damn, these High Garden soldiers, they're not as strong as these Lannister soldiers. And sure enough, it was just like, pfft, it wasn't that much of a fight. So much so that they just cut to the end of the battle. It
Yeah.
was like, we're
She
marching
asked,
on
like, did they
and
put up a
fast
good
forward.
fight? He was like, yeah, they did.
They
Good
did.
enough.
As much as they can. Yeah, good
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, as much as they can. I mean, at the end of the day, like they really fucked her up. I mean, now she has no more ships because all her ships are
Yeah.
done. All her ships are done.
Mhm.
Because you had, what the Greyjoys brought to her and stuff. Those are done. The Unsullied ships that they were on are done. The only ones that she might have like a very small fleet after that, and to go up against
Yeah.
Euron's fleet, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck.
And it's funny that you were saying between Tyrion and his brother, because that was what a lot of people online, where I was kind of alluding to before, was a lot of people were saying that Tyrion might not be a good hand, at least for this time of war, because of that point, because he's not knowledgeable in war.
No, yeah, okay, so that's what you meant and stuff. Because I'm like, well,
Yeah,
he's
because
a
they were-
great hand of the king, because she was about to
Well,
unleash her
but-
damn dragons on everybody and stuff.
Yeah.
And he talked her out of it, But this is why I said, and I said this before you even me mentioned that. I said this is where Jorah comes in. So Jorah was helping her win these wars. You need a knight. You need a guy who's been at war. Mind you, he was having the whole battlefield planned out prior to his exit and stuff. They were getting ready to invade King's Landing. He was the one going out there doing that with the other knight. I forgot what his name was.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah, they were doing that. And then after he left, I'm like, okay, now she just has him. Then he died. And I'm like, well, she has no one like that. Yeah, Grey Worm is a good commander and stuff, but he's also a guy that he takes commands. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a good front lines battle commander and stuff, but he's not a good general. And she doesn't have any good generals because you got the Dothraki. They're really warriors. They're not soldiers. Warriors fight individually and stuff. They don't fight as a cohesive unit. They kind of the Dothraki are good individual fighters and stuff. Where the Unsullied are good as like a teamwork, like as a unit. But that's why I said the Dothraki going up against like the Seven Kingdoms. I said they're not really an army. They're just a bunch of warriors that congregate together, running at someone and stuff, swinging their swords, putting on a good fight as individuals, but not as a team. She doesn't have that anymore. Yep. She does not have that anymore. What does she have left? She has the Dothraki because the Unsullied are now fucking stranded. She can't get to them. They can't get to her, so she doesn't have them. They are down to play completely. Now she just has the Dothraki because she doesn't have the Dornish army because they're done. She doesn't have the Grey Worm army. They're done. She doesn't have, saying the.
She doesn't have any other allies.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
Like I'm trying to think what she has left. She just has really the Dothraki. That's it.
That's it. I mean, they're not gonna go travel on water or anything like that. So.
No, so it's like, what does she have left? People probably say her dragons and stuff. Well, this shit kind of has something for them too, though.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the next move she's gonna do because she feels like I seen highlights of the next episode and stuff, and I feel like that's her next move is that she's just gonna try to unleash those dragons, and it's gonna cost her a few dragons in the process of that.
Yeah.
So she really needs Jon Snow more than he needs her now, and I feel like this is where Jon Snow's gonna come in because now she really needs someone who actually understands war. Until Jorah gets to her, she's fucked, and even Jorah gets there, it's like, okay, let me see what the army got.
She's gonna need
Dothraki. This is not like an army you fucking go up against. This is equivalent of the wildlings. This is what Jon Snow had told the wildlings. Like, you guys are individual warriors. You guys are strong and stuff, but you guys can't go up against, the Seven
Trained
Kingdoms
soldiers.
like regular, like the army. Like you can't, you guys can't fight an army. You guys have the numbers of an army, but you guys are not an army. Right. And he told them that. He was like, you guys will die. And he wasn't fucking playing around. Like, he understands that. She needs Jon Snow. She needs Jon Snow, but more than Jon Snow. Well, actually, no. They both need each other.
And Davos. Davos is good.
The White Walkers. And without him, she ain't beating fucking Khaleesi. That's it.
You mean Cersei?
Yeah. Cersei. Yeah. Cersei. My bad.
And Davos is good too. Davos has seen a lot. He's helped plan some stuff. So I'm pretty sure Davos. Would
Oh yeah. Listen, like he's a man too. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been to war. He's been there, done that. He could lead troops and stuff. He's a great leader. I mean, but but once again, he's with Jon Snow. He's not with her.
He's not with her.
He's not with her. She doesn't get him without getting Jon Snow. So she has nobody. She has to wait for this dude to come, and now he's gonna be behind the fucking he's gonna be behind on it. Now he's got to fucking re-strategize from all this and stuff. And it's hard. Like, you'll be like, okay, so what pieces do I have? I got fucking uncontrollable dragons. Okay, no. And I got uncontrollable Dothraki. No. So what his only plan, I think, will have to be is that she has to go back to Essos, you know what I'm saying? And get this guy and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Her man. And get the Essos army and stuff. And the problem with that, because now they are an actual army. Now, the only problem with that is now who's going to fucking defend Essos from the Sons of the Harpies or whoever else comes out, Yeah,
it's going to be tricky. It's gonna be tricky.
That ties that up. And you can't have the Dothraki there because they're just too wild. They're too wild. And that's the whole reason why she said, I can't have the Dothraki there when she left because of the way they are. Right. I need them here so I can control them.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're going to have to wait and see what she decides to do and who joins her group. But of course, the last shot of the whole episode was we say farewell to to a Tyrell, and I guess that's it for Highgarden. And after that, I really liked that scene. That was another good dialogue scene. The reveal, which I forgot. I was like, oh, that's right. Everybody thought that Tyrion killed Joffrey, and the fact that she told him, she was like,
tell Cersei, give her my best.
She described how he died and how she was just so happy that he died. But she was like, what are you going to do now? She's like, I want you to tell Cersei it was me. I please tell her that it's me. And just see Jaime like, you son of a bitch.
But you know what I thought was going to happen? I thought Cersei would have been the one providing the poison for Jaime. And that she actually gave him the other one instead of the one that he thought that she was going to give him. And she actually starts gagging the way Joffrey did. That's what I thought was going to happen. That's what I thought that should have happened. You know? And Jaime just looks at her like, you sly fox.
I think they did that on purpose because Jaime always has this, and I love that they give him a complex kind of character where, again, he started the show very kind of different from the way he is now, and every so often that he kind of goes back and back and forth between what type of character he is like here he showed sympathy and mercy, and it kind of slapped him in the face. He's like, oh, she's an old lady, you want me to do this, but no, I'll just give her the poison. It'll be harmless. It'll be painless. And again, it's like this is that slap to the other side of him, like, hey, don't have feelings or don't be this character. So I really like that they're playing with that, where every moment that he tries to be a really genuinely good character is always followed by a slap in the face, where it's like, oh yeah, now I know why I have to be ruthless and this and this and that. So yeah, I liked it. I liked that last scene. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where this goes. Now that the banks, pretty much Cersei now has the money to pay the banks, and what the banks' role in this war is gonna be. And
they're definitely gonna back her after this. They'll be like, well, you're winning the war, so they bet on the winning fighter,
on the winning side. Yep.
So she's winning.
It's gonna be interesting. But another really good episode. Can't wait to see the next episode that comes out. But that's going to do it for us for this episode of Convo. As always, comment, like, share, subscribe, and follow us on Twitter at @combo_convo. And as we always say, we'll see you next time.